Hi students, welcome to HP Kapadia School. I am Nisha James and I am taking Biology Practical. Today we are going to do another 11th standard Biology Practical, that is to study the types of inflorescence. So what is inflorescence? Inflorescence means the arrangement of flowers in a floral axis. When a group of flowers are arranged in a floral axis, it is called inflorescence. So, I am starting the practical. So, today we are going to learn about the types of inflorescence. I will show you the examples of each inflorescence. So, what is our practical? Practical, that is the types of inflorescence. As I already told you that when a group of flowers are arranged in a floral axis, it is called inflorescence. It is broadly divided into two types. What are they? The first one is called racemose inflorescence and the second one is called cymose inflorescence. In racemose inflorescence, the floral axis is growing continuously. The growth of the inflorescence is unlimited and the flowers are arranged in a acropetal succession. What is the meaning of acropetal succession? They are arranged in a pyramid shape. The bigger flowers are on the base side and the younger flowers are on the top. Okay, so such an arrangement is called racemose inflorescence. Now what is cymose inflorescence? When the floral axis, the growth of the floral axis is limited, the floral axis is terminated into a flower, then it is called cymose inflorescence. Okay, so what is cymose inflorescence? When the growth of the floral axis is limited. Why the growth of the floral axis is limited? Because the floral axis is terminated into a flower. That is called cymose inflorescence. Now I am going to show you examples of each racemose and cymose inflorescence. So students, now I am going to explain you the types of inflorescence. As I already told you that inflorescence is divided into racemose type and also cymose type. So we are having some examples. So first I will show you examples of racemose inflorescence. So the first example I have taken is umbel inflorescence. So this is the umbel inflorescence. Umbel inflorescence is the inflorescence of onion. Why it is called umbel inflorescence? Because when you look at the inflorescence, the flowers are arranged like an umbrella pattern. It consists of a stalk which is similar to that of the handle of the umbrella, and you can find the small spherical structures. Okay, so these are the inflorescence flowers on the inflorescence. So as the flowers are arranged just like the umbrella shape, it is called umbel shape of inflorescence. It consists of a central spore and minute flowers are arranged in the form of a bunch. Now, the second type of racemose inflorescence is the capitulum inflorescence. Normally, we can find capitulum inflorescence in Compositae family. One of the example is the sunflower. In sunflower, the inflorescence is normally capitulum inflorescence. In capitulum inflorescence, you can find the number of flowers are arranged in a radial way. Normally, you can find two types of flowers. First one is called the ray floret and the next one is called disc floret. Here, you can find a central disc. So, the flowers are arranged on this side, that is called disc floret, which is very minute and yellow color. And on the peripheral side, you can find bigger floret, that is called mainly ray florets. So, in a capitulum inflorescence, okay, when you can find this color differentiation in a fresh sunflower. The central portion is minute yellow flowers, that is the disc floret, and the peripheral flowers, that is the big petals, that is the ray floret. So, these are the two examples for racemose inflorescence. Now I am going to show you some examples of cymose inflorescence. Cymose inflorescence is further divided into uniparous cymose and also biparous and multiparous. In a cymose inflorescence, the flowers are normally borne on the lateral side of the floral axis. Okay, for example, if it is a floral axis, then the flowers are borne on the lateral side. If a single flower is born, then it is called uniparous. If two flowers at a time, if the floral axis is divided into two axes, it is called biparous. And if it is divided into many branches, then it is called multiparous. For example, this is a floral axis and this floral axis is called peduncle. And in this peduncle, if only one floral axis and then it is terminated into a flower, it is called uniparous cymose inflorescence. Now, if this floral axis, if it is divided into two and then at a time, if two flowers are developing, each of the axis is further divided into two, then it is called mainly biparous cymose inflorescence. An example for biparous cymose inflorescence is jasmine. When you look into jasmine flower, you can find that the floral axis at a time divided into two direction and each of them are terminate into a flower. That is called biparous cymose inflorescence. Sometimes what is happening, this floral axis is divided into multiple branches. Okay, and each of the branch is terminate into a flower. As a result, the inflorescence will be having a bunchy appearance. A typical example for this multiparous inflorescence, multi means many. When many flowers are arranged at a single axis, it is called multiparous inflorescence. A typical example for this multiparous inflorescence is nerium. So this is a nerium inflorescence. When you look into the inflorescence, you can find that the axis is divided into multiple ways, multiple branches are there and each of the branch is terminate into a flower. As a result, the inflorescence will be having a bushy or a bunchy appearance. So these are the different types of inflorescence. Okay, so I explained you the racemose inflorescence. I have shown you two examples of racemose inflorescence. The first one is the capitulum inflorescence. So this is the capitulum inflorescence. I told you capitulum inflorescence you can find in sunflower. Okay, and remember there are two types of flowers in capitulum inflorescence. That is the disc floret and ray florets. Then I told you umbel inflorescence. Umbel inflorescence is a characteristic feature of onion where the flowers are arranged just like a umbrella pattern. There is a central spoke and the small flowers are arranged like a bunch. Then I told you about the cymose. In cymose I told you that the inflorescence axis that is limited, the growth of the floral axis is limited. And from the floral axis, if at a time single branch is coming, it is called uniparous cymose. If two branches are coming, then it is called biparous. If more than two branches are coming, it is called multiparous. An example for biparous, I have given you jasmine. Okay, you can find that the jasmine axis is divided into two flowers at a time. If more than two flowers are arising, then it is called multiparous. A typical example is nerium. So this is our practical. This is also very important practical. Okay, in examination we will keep different types of inflorescence. There will not be any labeling. So you have to identify the inflorescence and in which specimen it is present and few characteristic features. Okay, so this is our practical. Thank you.